Lost track of thought there for a second, Woody.
Yep, they're trying. Important also to try to find as many of the Teslas as you can. Those only pop up whenever a troop gets close to them, so you kind of got to move around the rest of the base as best you can to find out where they're positioned. Any traps like giant bombs or spring traps are definitely good to find. Oh, there's a giant bomb right there next to the Queen.
Yeah, good. There. Excellent use of the Queen. Probably not on purpose, but yes, they found, she found that giant bomb. But notice also there is still a Hound and 16 balloons in which she has already deployed. And ooh, looks like she found a Tesla, an air bomb, another Tesla, a seeking air mine, another Tesla.
Oh my God.
The greatest 4 Teslas,
what?
5 Teslas, all with this ending part of the attack. Look at that. No, it might not be things exploding, but that is still very, very exciting for her clanmates to know where those traps are.
Jackpot. Absolutely. Finds a lot of defenses down there in the bottom corner of that base. Might be tough to actually even get to that town hall for their next attacker, but knowing where those Teslas are is very helpful to them. And since they're on the outside of the base, they might actually be pretty easy to get for an attacker who knows that they're there already.
Absolutely. So you're probably going to see some form of either a balloon onslaught to destroy all those Teslas, or you might have somebody who's very good with the Queen Walk, the Queen Healer combination to just kind of sweep through all those. Of course, you have to be very careful because the Queen Walk and that single targeting Inferno, which is now frozen with the new buffed freeze spell, it's a bad combination. You do not want to mix the Inferno Tower and that Queen Walk.
So that freeze spell, you said it got buffed, but it looks like it didn't last quite as long. What's going on there?
Well, it's kind of a buff nerf. I think it's buffed in a way to where it's a little bit easier to use. It is a single spell capacity spell.
Oh, so as opposed to 2 right
exactly,
now.
Exactly. Okay. So you can bring double if you want. You can bring 11 of them to attack if you want to. And on top of that, now they don't last quite as long, but of course you have to have that trade-off. It's only going to last half as long, but it's also half as beefy in your army comp. It's just easier to use. It's a lighter thing to have in your base, in your army composition.
Okay. All right. Well, Lady B earned 39%. Did a nice scout attack to find all the key defenses there. So maybe we'll get a chance to see what the Blue Dragons have next in store for their primary attack on that base.
That's right. So Lady B having a successful scout attack on that base definitely found a lot of information, and I'm pretty sure that the brains back there are already thinking about, okay, now how do we 3-star this with our Town Hall 12 attacks?
Yes, absolutely. So why don't we check in with Lady B and find out a little bit more about what she discovered. We have our master spy, Lady B, here with us. Tell us, what did you learn about that base, and what do you think you're going to share with your teammates?
So we found out some trap locations. We found out some key stuff, those Tesla locations along the side where the town hall is. We wanted to get a push going through, take out the town hall with the Lalo. There's some decent information to look forward to, but pathing looks decent. Maybe not for a 10.
Well, you did a fantastic job. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. Well, yeah, so it seems like that went exactly as planned. And of course, like I said, now their 10L12s know exactly what they need to know to pull off the 3-star. But I'm excited to see, I'm just saying, the Americans at the end of the table in the monitor here, them duking it out 10v10. We're going to see some sort of 3-star. I'm hoping to see out of either Gatson or Lady B, or both, later today.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Gatson, let's go over back to the red balloon side and see who he wants to attack next. Gatson, it's going to be your first attack. Who are you going for?
So I think there's no chance for Town Hall's 10s to go after 12, so I'm going after Lady B. I'm going to try and add insult to injury after that attack she did.
He's tuned into his attack. I think he's already planning. He already put a lot of pressure on himself because he's wanting to see that 3-star, and that base has not been hit yet. So that means that he has to go in what they call a blind attack, where there is no information. He just has to go for it and try to get that triple.
A fresh hit. Can he make it happen? Looks like Lady B is going to be running with a heart-shaped base. Will Gatson be the heartbreaker today? He's going to be attacking with a golem, lots of bowlers, lots of witches. What's the magic formula here to get that 3-star?
Yeah, no, I'm just enjoying the artwork of the base design. I mean, it is very a boxy heart shape. I don't know if Lady B meant that on purpose or if it just turned out that way. Doing some wall art in the middle of her intense war training. Guys, they've been working on these bases for at least at least a week that they've been here preparing and getting, you know, the jet lag, getting that out of there. But for now, what we're dealing with here is it's just a beautiful attack, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Gatson can pull off here with these Golem Bowler Witch attack.
All right, let's see it. Yeah, he starts off with a few snipes around the corners of the map. Then he's going in hard in the top right. There goes the wall wrecker, making its way straight toward the town hall as fast as it can. It's got a long way to travel, though, and oh my god, that golem getting burnt up by the Inferno Tower. Nice freeze, though, saves a few hit points on it. I love all these bowlers and witches spreading out, though, getting lots of damage across the top of the base, but you can clearly see the main thrust of the attack in the center there. Archer Queen getting a few pop shots against the Lava Hound and the Balloon, trying to defend, but frozen up. This is the really difficult time, though, with all the pups coming out now. She's going to be distracted and won't be able to get any much more damage on the actual defensive buildings. I am so impressed by this wall wrecker, though. It made it from the top right corner of the base all the way to the town hall now.
That's right, and notice that town hall is on the outside of the walls, and yet still that wall wrecker was like, no, straight line, straight for that town hall, and it opened up the entire side of the base. Now, Gatson used some amazing freeze spells in that attack, freezing the clan castle, freezing the Inferno Tower, and notice he's still got one left and a jump spell, but there's a lot of base left and a queen ability, which he just used. So now, how is it going to turn out? How do you feel about this attack so far, Woody?
It's looking pretty strong, but unfortunately he's... Oh my god, he actually saves the Archer Queen by dropping a free spell on that Inferno Tower. He's running low on spells, though, and I don't know. This could go either way, Klaus. I don't want to call it too soon. We've got a Barbarian King still alive, trying to provide some insulation for the Archer Queen here, but doesn't want to get all locked from this Inferno Tower. I think that he's just about safe, though. That single fire Inferno Tower failed to take out the skeletons in time, and with that many witches stacked behind him, I think he's got a good chance of going for the 3-star.
Absolutely. I think that things are looking up. He has a lot of bowlers still raining down rocks.
No. That huge giant bomb just annihilated his army. Lost a big portion of the skeleton supporting that Barbarian King, but still managed to take out quite a few defenses in the meantime. 34 seconds left to destroy the remainder of this base. It's looking pretty good for the attackers.
That's right. Fortunately, those skeletons can be brought back to life. Or unlife, I'm not sure. They're skeletons. But either way, looks like it's going to be the 3-star for Gatson.
Harry, Terry, Mary, and Larry all stacked up on top of that final remaining turret. Takes it down and claims the 3-star hundo hit. Congratulations to Gatson.
That was an amazing attack. I'm going to give it to Gatson. His usage of his spells were perfect. The deployment was great. He got lucky with that queen, walking around, getting away from that Inferno Tower. Just everything lined up perfectly for Gatson. That was a very nice 3-star, and that brings the score now to Red Balloons, 8 stars, and Blue Dragons, 5 stars, a 3-star deficit for the Blue Dragons.
All right, well, the Red Balloons are ahead on the scoreboard, but Lady B's going to get a chance to hit Gatson later if she so chooses. But in the meantime, why don't we head back and try to figure out what's going on in the minds of our Red Balloon players? Gatson just got a great 3-star attack. And, you know, Klaus credited it to your spell placement, but I think that wall wrecker did it for you. Gatson, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think spell placement is really important when you're doing 3-starring, and I just did my best, and it paid off. So I'm really happy with the results, and hopefully our team will keep going with the momentum.
Excellent. Well, proper planning ensures perfect execution. Nicely done there, and we'll see how many more 3-stars his team is able to get. Klaus?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of things went right in that attack, and you really can't say much more aside from it was awesome, and I enjoyed the heck out of it, and I'm sure you guys at home did as well. And we have a lot of war left to go. We have now, actually, both clans have used 3 attacks, so the attacks numbers that are left are the same, but remember that Gatson went for the 3-star against poor Lady B, but Lady B went for a scout to gather information. So it's still, you cannot look at the score and the amount of attacks left and draw a conclusion as to who's winning and who's not.
Absolutely not. And if it's the fact, and if it so happens that Lady B's hit up for that scout attack gives her teammate the information necessary to get a 3-star, it was absolutely worth it.
Definitely worth it. And of course, Gatson has put it out of the way. He's like, no, we needed a 3-star this base. Let's put it out of the way so that we can start thinking about something else. So a different line of thinking, but a fantastic job for Gatson. Now we can move on to the next attack. We have Clashland. Clashland.
Hi.
Who's your target, my man?
I'm going to attack Ken.
Gonna attack Ken.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Best of luck to you.
Okay.
All right, so we were just talking about whether or not Lady B's scout attack is going to be helpful or not. I guess we're about to find out right now. Clashland is wasting no time, going to use all the information that he gleaned from Lady B's scout attack to go up against Ken again.
That's right. Clashland, a Town Hall 12, gathering or using the information that Lady B gave him on Ken, the base that he is now hitting. So this is the test. This is when we get to know. We get to find out, did they learn enough and can he execute?
I love the analogy there. You get a little bit of a pre-test before you take your class to try to figure out if you know enough about this base. Turns out there wasn't a 3-star opportunity back then, but now that we've done our studying, we've prepared all the troops that we could. Look, it's going to be a mass miner this time from Clash.
Those Teslas.
Okay.
This was a very key moment in that scout attack. It was this location, and then of course Clashland now going to rip it in half with those miners.
Oh my God! All spread across that bottom right side of the base. Loses his P.E.K.K.A. a little bit early to that Tesla tower, but looks like he will make it to the town hall after all. Giga Tesla doing its best to fry these miners, but can't hold them off forever. Explosion when it finally goes down. Not with the visible, with a bang that time. Are we going to be able to see the rest of these miners get the work done on the top side of this base?
You know, I don't know, because he had only one poison spell, and yet his clan castle, the enemy clan castle, is under poison spell, but you really need to see that queen under poison spell. I'm not sure what we're about to see here, Woody. I mean, it's looking a little dicey, but he's got a ton of miners, and he got the heal spell on them anyway, so it's going to be a close one.
Still quite a few troops left on defense there. The Lava Hound there in the center spitting away at that poor Grand Warden. He's like trying to swat him away. He's stuck in the heal spell now, trying to recuperate, but does eventually go down. And it's up to the Archer Queen now to fire a few more shots off and try to finish this Inferno Tower, but stuck on the wall. Looks like it's not going to happen this time.
Yeah, Clashland in the little face cam up there, the top right-hand side of your screen there. Definitely knew this was coming. He's not happy with how the attack went, unfortunately, and it looks like it's going to fall short here with an 85% 2-star, unless that final Archer can be placed somewhere to give him another percentage point. But even then, the Lava Pup still surviving here. That's going to make things very difficult. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, they're all swarming on top of this P.E.K.K.A. statue right here. I think Clashland did actually a really good job here. You can't expect a 3-star every time, and I think that he had a relatively surgical and well thought out attack. Just turned out it couldn't finish off that last remaining Inferno Tower on the left side of the base, and I think that's what ultimately did him in. Very well played to Clashland. That 2-star is a nice hit and something to be proud of.
That's right. So now with the score, Red Balloons 8 stars, Blue Dragons 7 stars, Red Balloons up 1 star, and it's coming into focus. I'm seeing almost every base now has been hit, especially at the top side of the war map. We're starting to get an idea, but there's still no way to tell who's winning.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we'll still get a chance for Itsu to try to hit that base as well. Itsu, the other Town Hall 12 player for the Blue Dragons, will be able to learn even more from Ken's attack, or rather the attack on Ken, and we'll get a chance to see soon whether or not that base will eventually crack and get 3-starred.
That's right. But now we need to have a chat with the Italian stallion, Fede. Fede, who will you be attacking, sir?
Hello, everybody. Attack BM.
Going to be attacking BM. All right, good luck. All right, so there you have it. Town Hall 11.
11v11 attack. These are some of the most interesting to me because, of course, I'm Town Hall 11 right now. I've been seeing bases for months now that I've been trying to figure out how to destroy, but now that I'm going to have access to the Battle Blimp or the Wall Wrecker, even the Electro Dragon, I'm definitely going to be studying this attack and trying to figure out exactly what Ferre's strategy is going to be to destroy BM's base. Now, BM is also a great base builder in his own right. The Korean player is using a Town Hall 11 base. He's clearly got a lot of experience with the game. Let's go ahead and look at what this base looks like, though.
That's right. So, ooh, look at this base. We have yet to see this base. What is this? What would you call that base design?
It's like 4 squares like built into each other. It's like a hypercube, or I don't know, a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, I was thinking 4-leaf clover, but yeah, definitely mechanical in nature. But look at the attack strategies coming at this base with the miners, and kind of a very similar attack actually to the previous attack we just saw. They're coming at this base with the Queen Walk there at the bottom though. That Queen Walk, those healers, they expound on the potential of an attack, and it's very exciting to see people use them.
Yeah, they're telling you more about their abilities every second of the day. Every single shot they get, actions speak louder than words, right?
Absolutely.
Well, that's a great hit over on the right side as the miner does take out the Inferno Tower, but rest of the troops up on the north end are going to be stacked around this Barbarian King, trying to finish off the cannon, get as many defensive buildings down to clear the path for the remainder of this bowler and Archer Queen attack in the center.
Now, I want to mention we have a single miner tanking a single Expo on the Eagle Artillery. The Expo goes down. Now that miner is guaranteed to take out that Eagle Artillery while all of his friends are out and about trying to take out the rest of the base. The Queen is still up. Healers can't figure out where they want to go. Now they're on the miners. A minute ago they were on the heroes. But he is still a very large portion of this base left with that what we call a Tesla farm hanging out there on the side, on the left-hand side. So it's not even close to done yet.
It's not looking too good, but that miner hit on the Eagle definitely gave him a solid chance here. Unfortunately, his heroes are trapped right next to this Inferno Tower, and he's really going to need to get a lot more damage on them, or from them rather, if he wants to be able to tear apart the rest of this base. Can he get those miners onto the Inferno before the Inferno destroys the Queen? That's going to be a big question. Still quite a few miners over here. I don't know, the Teslas are looking pretty shabby. They're going down with the power of the Archer Queen's ability. I think he's done it.
I think he's done it too. The Queen, with the ability, held until the end. He was able to keep his Queen alive, but also you do not want to forget those miners are still alive, and that is going to keep that Inferno very distracted for the 3-star.
There, I guess it's a quick little dab at the end there. Congratulations to the Red Balloons, earning a 100% 3-star. We've seen a few of them already today, but Ferres was definitely worth the effort. Congratulations to him. Beautiful spread on those miners and got him exactly where he needed to, taking out the Inferno Tower out that right side as quick as possible, finishing off the Eagle Artillery and the bottom of the base as quick as possible. A nice roundabout up the top with the Barbarian King, and finished off the end with the Archer Queen.
You can be 100% sure that his subscribers, his Italian viewers, are very, very excited right now. They're probably all celebrating and lighting up the chat during the live stream. And again, be sure and subscribe to all these lovely people who are in this stream, including us. Shameless plug. The winners of this war, 100,000 gems apiece for their viewers. Losers, 50,000 gems. That's still a lot of gems for their viewers. And for some reason, we get 75,000. Thank you, Supercell. Now, I say we head right on over to Lady B and see who Lady B is thinking about attacking next.
Excellent.
I am going to go after Gatson to try and return the favor.
Oh, you know, I can't say I'm surprised. Lady B, do you have anything special you want to say to Gatson live on stream before you attack?
I got this, maybe.
Ooh, all right. Well, best of luck. We'll be rating. It's going to be exciting. Wow, that was confidence.
Actions speak louder than words, though. Can she back up her trash talk there? I think she's got some great strats for taking down those top bases on her scouting hits, but going against another Town Hall 10 with just your own Town Hall 10 worth of troops is going to be a difficult run here. I believe in her, though. I think she can do it. You think she can do it, Klaus?
I think she can do it. She pulled off an excellent scout earlier, and now she's being asked to hit somebody of her own weight. A Town Hall 10 versus a Town Hall 10. Going to be a good attack, and of course, she's already going live. I think she had her plan ready. What do you think, Woody?
Oh,
I think
absolutely.
she had her plan ready.
I mean,
she knew she was hitting Gatson.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you definitely want to try to use Town Halls of the same level to get that 3-star, if at all possible. And so it totally makes sense for Lady B to choose Gatson as her target. Looks like she's going to be starting off on the right side, though, with a Golem to block hits for this Barbarian King and the big, heavy Wall Wrecker moving in right after.
And of course, we don't want to forget that Wall Wrecker is heading straight for the Town Hall. And although it is kind of skirting it kind of crooked ways right now, it is still going directly toward that Town Hall. And of course, oh, actually, I just realized Lady B using my favorite troop, the Hog Rider, going to be good. Let's get it.
A Schnitzel dropping this base from the bottom. We are here in Germany, so I think it's fair to call the Hog Rider that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Pop the Lava Hound, and that's a lot of pups to deal with for this Archer Queen. She's taking them down one at a time. All the giants there in the center there doing their best to soak blows, but it's the Barbarian King doing the most of the work here, trying to get through the defensive structures in the center. What I'm curious about, though, is where is she going to deploy these heal spells? That's going to be the crucial decision-making factor as to whether or not this Hog Rider attack will succeed.
Absolutely. Well, if it were me, it would be somewhere right there. I was about to say next to that Wizard Tower and the Inferno Towers, because that splash damage and the open places that could have giant bombs are definitely the death of the Schnitzel on the base. And of course, we want to be careful of all of those traps. And then those pesky skeleton traps chasing around those hogs is just, can I just say, the worst?
I think you can. I think that's something that really hurt Lady B's attack right there, was that there was a super unlucky giant bomb right next to the Tesla that she was trying to tear it down. Now, the hogs are doing their job. They're making their way around the base, and there's only a little... Oh, wow.
Distracted Wizard Tower on the giant. Oh, my goodness. The crowd is going crazy right now. That was a beautiful attack, a beautiful strategy there to keep those hogs alive. There are at least a dozen or more hogs alive right now. Lady B, I think she nailed it.
I think she did too. You know, she's just got to be a little bit worried about potentially running into a giant bomb, but still has quite a few troops ready for the cleanup of this base. Wizards and archers along the top right side are going to be able to get a few of these structures cleared out before the Hog Riders make their way over downtown from the left side.
Oh man, my blood pressure is so high right now. That was just beautiful seeing her distract that Wizard Tower. The number 2 worst thing for a group of hogs besides a giant bomb is a Wizard Tower, and she placed that giant perfectly well timed to distract that Wizard Tower. That was beautiful. And now it's just coming down to letting the hogs do what they do best, and that's smack stuff with hammers.
Exactly. They get some great hits on the town hall, and with just one little builder hut, come on, builder, grab your hammer, get on out of there. There's Hog Riders coming for you.
There we go, and the crowd goes wild. Once again, Lady B getting a lot of hype for that attack. That was a Town Hall 10v10 triple using the new Town Hall 12 features. That wall record definitely came in the clutch. That was a beautiful attack for Lady B, and exactly what her team needed to continue to compete in this war.
Certainly, yeah. Getting that 3-star was great for the Blue Dragons. They're edging ever closer. I got to give it to the builder in the top corner, though. You know, he's been hammer jamming away for the past week, and he's still trying to get value. He's hiding in the top bunker there, but couldn't survive, and you know, just long enough. And that 3-star was really impressive. What do you think, Klaus?
I was very impressed with that 3-star, but I want to know what was going on in the head of Lady B while she was pulling off that attack, and just the highlight, the giant at the end. Lady B, tell us about that.
I don't know what was going on through my mind. I just needed to get it done. I needed to get this in for my team so we could keep going strong and try and get a perfect score. So mission accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that giant was all Itsu. You know, it was a little bit on the fly. He told me to wait. As soon as the hogs got to a point to deploy it, so I would distract that Wizard Tower so there wasn't splash damage coming in on the back end. And it was, yeah, it saved the rest of it.
Well done, Lady B. Now, once again, I think your mic might be a little bit too far away. You're cutting in and out, but we got the gist of what you were saying, and we're very impressed with how you did, so very nicely done.
Thank you.
Super impressive to keep the splash damage off the hogs there at the very end. And I got to say, it must have just come down to like muscle memory for her at that point. She was able to keep all that wizard fire off of her hogs, and that's what you need in order to get the remainder of the base cleaned up. If she had lost her hogs right there, it might have been a really close match at the end.
That's right. I mean, there was, how many seconds was at the end? My memory's skipping me.
About like a minute 15 when she was taking down the Wizard Tower, I think.
But at the very end, there was only a few seconds left.
Yeah, like 20, 30 seconds.
Right, so if she had lost half of her hogs right there on that Wizard Tower firing off, she would not have had it. So although the entire attack was responsible for the victory and all the things that she did, that giant was the real MVP of that attack.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many things in this game that have to go right in order to get a 3-star, and it really speaks to the skill of these players that they're able to pull off so many today in this war. But why don't we go ahead and speak to our next attacker. He's on the side of the red balloons. You saw him before get the 3-star. Now it's his turn to scout up a base. Gatson is going to be attacking next. And Gatson, I got to know, who are you going to be hitting?
So I'm going to go after my friend Alvaro. Lady B hurt my pride a little bit, so I'm going to go have fun with his base over there.
Wow. Yeah.
She hurt your pride, but I'm sure you can take it back with a good scout. Best of luck to you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. So Gatson took that one seriously, took that one personally. I'm pretty sure he was just playing around, though. This is all fun and games. It's called a friendly war.
I mean,
people.
it's fun in games until there's 50,000 gems on the line. Losers get 50K, but the winners get 100,000 each.
That's right. And of course, we want to mention, we never want to forget that those aren't gems for them to gem their walls up.
No.
They're gems to give to their viewers and to their subscribers and to their followers on YouTube, Twitch, or whatever it is that they are very interested in. And of course, there are links down below in the video description, the stream description for those different content creators and us too. Shameless plug number 2.
Yeah, of course. Great way to get a good head start on the new update to be able to juice your troops up. Let's go check out on this right side corner, though. We've got a golem starting to scout things over here for Gatson. He's going to back it up, though. He's got quite a few witches to try to drill into this corner of the base.
That's right. Gatson actually sitting on a Town Hall 10 base, hitting a Town Hall 11. This is a scout, yet again, trying to gather that information, trying to give his Town Hall 11 and Town Hall 12 clanmates the information they need to pull off that 3-star. Because I heard one of them mention they want a perfect war. And I mean, I think it's possible. What do you think would happen if one of these clans got a perfect war and then the other clan got a perfect war?
My head would explode.
I know.
I don't know
Mine
if I
too.
can handle that.
Yeah, no, I don't either. I mean, I think it's definitely a possibility, though. We have some of the best attackers in the world here in studio today, and that is definitely not part of the script, naming 2 winners. So we'll see.
We will just have to see. But remember, the goal of this scouting attack from Gatson is not to just try to destroy the base. He doesn't have enough troops in order to get a 3-star, typically against a town hall that's higher than his own. But he can get a lot of information about where the traps are, like Teslas, giant bombs, and even spring traps, any of the seeking air mines. You want to know where those are so that you can keep your own troops safe on the next hit. So whenever the red balloons are going in against Alvaro again, they'll have a lot more information for that attack. Looks like just a couple of minions and a couple of goblins remain in Gatson's attack here, trying to get a little bit more off of Alvaro.
Oh my goodness, so that minion almost gets that army camp. Unfortunately, no more troops that are available can target that army camp. All he's got left is a, wow, look at that goblin. He is being targeted up to the very last second, and then the Inferno Tower pulls it off. Yes, he's trying to get the last few percentage points. You never know when those percentage points are gonna matter, but it looks like Gatson's gonna grab that 44% 1-star.
Sure did. Hopped into the base and got a good look at what Alvaro's working with. I wonder if Alvaro just feels naked now from being peeled away. All of his defense is gone. He's been hit twice now, but his base is held up against Arsenic and Gatson.
Yeah, so now we can take it away that they have the information they need. Alvaro probably sitting here going, well, darn it, now I can't probably defend because everybody knows everything about my base. But hey, that's war. That's what happens. All is fair in love and war, especially in war.
That's true. That is definitely true. I've heard that before. It sounds very artistic. But why don't we learn a little bit more about that last attack? You got any questions for Gatson?
Yes, of course I do. Gatson, so that attack, it seemed to go well. It seemed to go the way you wanted it to go, but we'd love to get your perspective.
Well, if you look at the replay, somehow there was no siege machine in the attack. I don't know what happened to it, but I think it may have changed the tides if I put it in there, or if somehow it just disappeared. But I'm Town Hall 10 anyway, so I wasn't expecting too much, but just to get a bit of a percentage there.
Hey, well, it sounds like you did exactly that. And of course, I did notice you didn't have a siege machine. I thought it was on purpose, to be honest. But it's something to remember at home, ladies and gentlemen, that you do when you actually play with the siege machine yourself. Before the attack, you have to physically select that siege machine. If you don't, you're going to leave it behind. And it's not the thing you want to do in a war attack. But Gatson, that's my theory. If you're not sure, we'll just go with that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Sweet. All right, well, good job anyway. Got a lot of good info, and best of luck to you and your team. Well, there we go. Now we have it. We understand what happened, and now it is, we're about actually, we are exactly halfway through this war, Woody. It is 11-10, red balloons up by 1 star, and each clan has now used 5 attacks apiece. So this is technically the halfway point.
Yeah, they've used half their attacks, but there's still quite a bit of damage left to deal to these bases. We still have 3 bases on the red balloon side that haven't been 3-starred yet, and 2 bases over on the blue dragon side that haven't been 3-starred yet. And importantly, that includes a couple of Town Hall 12 bases. Cracking those is the ultimate goal, and it's quite a difficult task. So who do you think is going to be able to get that job done? Itsu and Clashland over for the Blue Dragons are going to try to get Ken's base finished off. You willing to make any bets if they're able to do it or not?
I'm not a betting man, but I'm pretty sure Itsu's going to try.
Okay.
Very hard.
Yeah. Clashland got him down to, what was it, like 72, 79%?
It was very close, yeah. It was actually
85%,
85%. And on that note, I think we should move on to our next attack. Keep the action rolling.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm saying? And this Town Hall 12 live stream showing off the new update here live from ESL in Cologne, Germany. It is an absolute pleasure being here, and thank you all so much for watching. I say we get past the halftime show and check out the next attack.
Let's do it.
All right, so for our next attacker, we have BM from Blue Dragons. BM, who will be your victim?
I will attack Arsenic.
Arsenic.
Barbarian.
All right,
Yeah.
good luck.
Arsenic is under fire. He is one of the last 2 remaining bases that hasn't even been hit yet. So we've got another fresh attack for you all to see here. This is going to be an 11v11 attack. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, the Town Hall 11 bases do gain access to the new siege machines if they are donated by another Town Hall 12 in your clan. They also gain access to the Electro Dragon, a heavy hitter from the skies that drops a lightning spell when he dies.
That's right. So lots of new content coming to the game, not only for the people who are maxed and that are ready to go Town Hall 12, but also for the existing Town Hall 10s and 11s. Lots of good stuff. And it seems, Woody, that the Town Hall 10 3-star, the Town Hall 11 3-star, may be getting a little bit easier to pull off with these new toys in hand.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we can call them toys, but they are causing some massive destruction here. Let's take a look at BM's strategy up on top. It's going to be a Barbarian King, Archer Queen. Both of those heroes doing their best to get as much damage dealt as possible before going down.
Absolutely, and of course you can see now the King has pulled out one of those skeleton traps and then gets destroyed by that Inferno Tower. Unfortunate for him. Now he's got his Archer Queen getting targeted. Now he pops his Royal Cloak ability, try to keep her alive as long as possible. He wants to get that clan castle down before he deploys that Lava Hound balloon segment of the attack, and he's just going for it. But BM ain't gonna mess around.
I'm not sure if he's going to finish off that witch or not. She took a lot of damage and she's still poisoned, but if she survives, that's actually pretty bad for BM. Lots of skeletons and lots of...
All of the distraction and the collective damage that those skeletons will do, but they're ground troops. Now, the rest of his attacks seem to be air, so he might actually be okay, even though that witch did not go down.
Okay, yeah, balloons circling around the left side of the base. Lots of haste spells to try to get them to their targets faster. They're pretty slow, but they deal a ton of damage when they hit. Nice Grand Warden ability, keeps them nice and fresh, avoiding any damage. You can actually see one of those red balloons, one of the max level hit balloons being utilized by BM here. On the bottom, the Grand Warden keeping these balloons nice and healthy. His life aura provides them even more hit points whenever they're inside that little circle range. And you can see BM going wild now, very happy with his performance so far. Finishes off that Inferno Tower up in the top corner and just has one more Archer Tower to deal with.
That's right, and as you can see, that Grand Warden helping out the balloons that he is following around, getting that Archer Tower down, and that is all for the defenses on this base. And now it's all about that cleanup. I think BM was celebrating prematurely, but rightfully so. He is going to grab this 3-star with 55 seconds left in the attack. There's no way he's not going to pull this one off.
That poor witch, she finally goes down from way early in the base. Looks like BM's shirt is right. He survived the siege machine. And with 98% and 40 seconds left, he's just counting the time until he puts the money in the bank.
Oh,
well done
man.
to BM, a 3-star on his very first hit.
That was an excellent attack for BM. At Town Hall 11, 3-star as well. And that is gonna make the war look very, very interesting. The crowd's going crazy. I can hear them through this window here. But yeah, it is 11 for the red balloons now and 13 for the Blue Dragons. Now, mind you, a perfect war, a 3-star for every base is 15 stars. And so we're very close to a perfect war already on the Blue Dragon side. You know that is what they're gonna be going for.
They were making some really impressive attacks during the practice runs, but I have been blown away by their performance so far. It's been like 3-star after 3-star. You know, a couple of 2-stars mixed in here, some scouting attacks, but by and large, if you are watching this stream, you are learning the best attack strategies for Town Halls 10, 11, and 12, and some of the most impressive base designs. It takes really some of the best attackers in order to be able to tear these bases apart.
That's right, and of course, it's important to remember that these attackers back behind joined us, these YouTubers have been playing around with this new update for the past week or so, and they've been enjoying the heck out of it. I have as well, but they've had a lot of practice doing this, and of course, with the Siege Machine being released, with the Electro Dragon being released, the entire game is going to be changing. It's revolutionizing the way Clash of Clans is being played, and you're seeing it here that base designs are going to have to catch up. Currently, I don't know if there's any base that can stop some of those things.
I don't know, but we'll have to find out soon. It's time for the red balloons to make another foray into the fray. Can you say that? Foray into the fray? I don't know.
You just did, my man.
I just did. You can't stop me at this point. But Keisuke will be attacking next. Why don't we get Keisuke on the line with us? Keisuke, who are you going to attack?
Okay, it's three-star attack. Yes.
Itsu, another Town Hall 12 that Keisuke now has in his sights. Keisuke has seen Itsu attack, and he says, you know what? I'm not scared. You don't scare me, man. He's going hard in the paint now, trying to get that third star on the last remaining unattacked base, Klaus.
That's right. So over on the Blue Dragon side, Itsu's base has yet to be hit. So that is 3 stars that are up for grabs for Keisuke. He is saying that he is going for the 3-star. He is saying he is a 3-star machine. We will see what he can pull off here in just a moment. And of course, just to give you guys again the image of what's happening in this war, there's only one other base that has not been hit yet, and that is Alvaro's base and has been 2 stars. So this could bring it to 14 stars.
That's true. And actually, this is going to be the first time that we've seen an attack from Keisuke. He's an amazing attacker in his own right. I got to see him live for the first time during the Builder Hall workshop live stream. And so I know a lot about him. He's clearly a very energetic personality, trying to get the crowd riled up now for his next hit. The red balloons looking for a 3-star attack against the Blue Dragons base. Built here by Itsu.
That's right. So Keisuke, again, definitely not afraid to engage with the crowd. That is a very nice thing to see. Keisuke really trying to get the crowd involved here. And now you can see that Keisuke going up against Itsu's base here with with giants, bowlers, witches, and that wall wrecker. And of course, his heroes going in as well.
A massive ground-based assault bowling through the bottom right side of this base. He is about to engage the Giga Tesla from the Town Hall now, taking a few zaps, but the bowlers are doing work on it. Finally finish it off. That's the 1st star for Keisuke. He'll get his 2nd at 50%, but he's looking for the 3rd one after he destroys the entire base.
That's right, and of course, I think he is seeing a weird split here. He's got his bowlers around the bottom that are dealing with that Inferno Tower. Unfortunately, they did not survive that engagement. Now we have a bunch of witches up at the top that don't seem to know that the Inferno Tower should be their priority. So that top side, you can say that that's going to be held on for later. Now it's all about this bottom side. Can he pull off this 3-star by wiping this base clockwise?
Bit of a topsy-turvy hit so far. He lost his topside army, but the bottom side army has been doing very well. The Barbarian King tearing apart now into the 9 o'clock position out there on the left. He still has to deal with this Inferno Tower, though, and I'm not sure if these skeletons are going to be able to get the job done. Inferno Tower is pretty slow at taking them out when it's set up to single target, but I think they still need some witches to go finish that thing off.
That's right. So I think that Inferno Tower is probably going to survive that engagement. Yeah, Queen's ability gets her through a lot of defenses, but that is just not going to be enough. Unfortunately, Keisuke, who is sitting in his chair, he doesn't even care. Look at him. He's so relaxed. He's so confident. He's so cool. He's smiling.
And in the parent Zen-like meditative stance there. He did get 77%, so Keisuke is performing quite well. He didn't get the 3-star, but he still has time to get another attack in here, and maybe we'll see Itsu's base get hit again for the final 100%.
That's right, and actually taking a look at the war map once again and just looking at it, it's 13-13. Woody, they're tied. It is tied up here. Each clan now has 4 attacks remaining, and they only collectively need to acquire 2 stars per clan to wrap this thing up with the perfect war. So it is still so neck and neck. It is locked in, and I'm pretty sure behind us, they're sweating it out.
They definitely are. I can see the puddles forming at the base. But I'll let you know, the Blue Dragons are technically ahead right now. Even though they're tied on stars, the Blue Dragons have a 92.8% destruction average versus the Red Balloons, which have an 89.8%. Now, that sounds kind of wonky and numbery, but whoever gets more damage on these bases is going to win, even if they're tied on stars.
89, 90, 91, 92. Yes, 3% change. That's very, very slim. And speaking of percentages and numbers, and we need to get past that part. Let's get into the attack. So next attacker up on the pedestal here, and we're going to get to enjoy their attack, is actually Alvaro 8.845. So Alvaro, who is your opponent?
Available is the Ken, because I already attacked Ferre, so I will try to do my best against a Town Hall 12.
All right, well, best of luck to you in that 12 v12 3-star attempt.
No, that's an 11 v12 3-star attempt, unfortunately. Alvaro used a Town Hall 11 attack already against Ferre, so he doesn't have any more targets except for Ken. He's going to do his best. Maybe he'll get a little bit more scouting information up the top left side of the base, do you think? That's
right. It could very well be that way, and apologies for the slip of the tongue. Yes, Alvaro's on 11, hitting a Town Hall 12. A 3-star, okay, this is the moment. If he 3-stars a Town Hall 12 as a Town Hall 11, that is definitely a world record. What would you say about that one, Woody?
I mean, I would just throw my book out the window. I don't even know how I could commentate an 11 3-starring a 12. If Alvaro pulls this off live on stream, I'll just have to eat my headset.
He would definitely be my hero. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'm pretty far. I'd be willing to go pretty far after that experience. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see what he is able to pull off here. He's gearing up. He's ready. Notice his focus in that picture there. This is going to be an exciting time. And of course, Ken, he's trying to throw him off. He's looking at Alvaro like, you will not attack my base, son.
Clash Clan got 85% with his 12v12 attack. And you get a little bit more oomph, a little bit more value from those higher level troops. Alvaro, I mean, he could theoretically get it done. There's nothing that stops a Town Hall 11 from getting the 3-star, but it would certainly be a very impressive attack if he pulls it off. I'm happy, though. You know why? He's bringing the Electro Dragons.
Yes, it's been a while. We need to get an eruption from the crowd right now just because of that. The Electro Dragon. We have the Electro Dragons here. Alvaro bringing them out. That Town Hall 11 getting access to level 2 Electro Dragons. Okay. Max level Electro Dragons being level 3. And of course, those are available at Town Hall 12. Again, with the numbers, Woody, what is up with us today?
I mean, you got to know the numbers. It's important to know when you get access to these troops and all, but I'm more interested in seeing whether or not this attack is going to be able to get the job done. A wall wrecker here in the center opens up the compartment to get to that Eagle artillery. Heroes up on the top, still getting quite a bit of work done, but a rage spell is not quite going to be able to help out that Archer Queen. I think it was designed to beef up those bowlers a little bit. They better go to anger management class after today.
Yeah, too much rage for those bowlers, but unfortunately, yeah, that clan castle is deadly. I mean, you have the Hound, who has a ton of HP. You have the Baby Dragon, who does a lot of damage and has a ton of HP. That is a deadly combination of clan castle troops, and it did a number on those bowlers. Now, fortunately for Alvaro, he still has 7 Electro Dragons. I mean, it is not over yet. He has a lot of attack left in him.
Oh, sure. The biggest, heaviest, beefiest troops in all of Clash of Clans, the Electro Dragons, are ready to make their move on the bottom side of this base now. I like that bait and switch, by the way, from the Archer Queen. She went invisible using that Royal Cloak ability right when that Baby Dragon was about to get the lock on. Electro Dragons are going to be able to take out the Baby Dragon just about lickety split and continue along the bottom of the base. If you want to learn how to train your dragon, make sure to get it leveled up to Electro status. Baby Dragon, not going to cut it off this time.
Absolutely, and of course, we're sitting here watching these Electro Dragons doing the work. The Chain Lightning taking out that Town Hall, and of course now making their way through the dying Electro Dragon, having that Death Lightning spell ability there, doing damage on buildings, destroying buildings on occasion. It is just an amazing thing to behold, and of course, we want to see more of that. Alvaro's still, wow, that Chain Lightning is so beautiful to watch. Yeah, Alvaro's still having a couple of these things up. Let's see how much percentage points he can get. Imagine if he passed 85% as a Town Hall 11.
That would be amazing. I would be really impressed, but just by being able to do that. He's going to have one pretty healthy Electro Dragon up here on the top, still being backed up by this Grand Warden, going for a little circle around the base. Uh-oh. Just about to lose one of them, and the second one is going to be going down relatively soon after that. Looks like he's not going to be able to gain much on the percentage front here, but he's trying to just snipe as many as possible here, Klaus.
That's right. So at this point, Alvaro's attack will not, unfortunately, stick. Clash Lands 2-star 85% is the attack that will remain on the board, will count towards the percentage. So I think Alvaro, at this point, he's like, hey, I've got no one else to attack. Let's just try it out and see what happens. And hey, I think a 76% 2-star, 11v12 is pretty dang good.
Absolutely. I mean, there's going to be plenty of times when you're out there just trying to farm up for some trophies or, working on that ladder to try to get as much as many resources as you can, and you certainly will run into situations if you're at Town Hall 11 where you might have to go up against a 12.
If not just in war to help out your clanmates. And so that's obviously the thing that he was going for there. Again, not having any other targets was kind of the issue, but he was gathering information yet again to try to pull off the 3-star later on in the attack, helping out his 10 or 12 clanmates. It's all about the team. We don't want to forget that, Woody. It's not an individual game. Like, it's a team effort, and that's how the 3 stars come about, is by helping one another.
Absolutely. And speaking of the team, why don't we go over to the Blue Dragons? We'll see what Alvaro thinks of that last attack. I mean, you got 3/4 of the base finished off. Couldn't quite get the 3-star, but it was an impressive performance. What do you think?
Yeah, I fell a little bit in the funnel at the very beginning, so my king went around the base, but if I could have managed to have my king next to the Eagle Artillery, maybe I could get a higher percentage.
Perhaps, yeah, that Eagle Artillery certainly causes a lot of trouble for those heroes up on the top, trying to finish off as many structures as they can, but nicely done on that Electro Dragon attack toward the bottom. Were you impressed with how they performed?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. For me, it was the first time I attacked Town Hall 12, so it was pretty decent.
Great. Thanks for your insight, and let's move on, Klaus.
Yeah. So the overall look right now, we're at 13-13. Red Balloons versus Blue Dragons, still all tied up. But of course, now Red Balloons has 4 attacks left, while Blue Dragons has 3 attacks left. And we're getting to the end of the war, where you start looking at that and you're saying, okay, Red Balloons has more opportunities. I think they might be ahead. But again, there has been a lot of changes in the mindset of these players. Some teams going for more scouts early on, some teams not. And so it's still hard to count as to who is winning this war, but I'm on the edge of my seat. If I had a seat, I'm on the edge of my... What about you, Woody?
I mean, I cannot be on the edge of my seat because you're right. We don't have one. But nonetheless, I am really excited to see which of these bases is going to crack first. There's still a Town Hall 12 and a Town Hall 11 for both of these teams that they're trying to defend. I think it's a good idea to go over to the Red Balloons now. Arsenic will be attacking next, and I'm really curious to hear, Arsenic, who are you going to hit, man?
I'm going to attack Itsu because he's only one I can attack now. So
makes sense. The same thing that Alvaro had to go through. He was unable to hit the last remaining Town Hall 11, so looks like he will now be going up against a 12 again. Itsu.
That's right. So yet again, only one option left. That's one of the benefits, I guess, or one of the disadvantages of smaller wars is that there are limitations in that nature. But at this point, Arsenic having only 2 options left, 2 bases that have not been tripled, and Itsu is the final one. So we get to see yet another Town Hall 11 v12 hit attempt, and I'm hoping for a 3-star. Like I'm stoked.
I'll eat my mic. I mean, it's not going to happen. An 11 v12 3-star would be unprecedented. I don't think we saw that at all during practice.
No, but crazy things happen when the real event is taking on, and I'm holding you to that. You're eating your mic if this happens. All right, we're gonna have a real good close-up on that one. So very exciting, guys. This is a good time, and of course, again, every attack can expose new traps or expose new angles for hitting the attack, depending on how Arsenic goes about this. And if we look at all of that stuff that he has in his attack, his troop bar right there. I mean, he's got the healers for a queen walk, or possibly, you know, like a bowler witch walk. He's got a P.E.K.K.A. He's got Bowler Witch, Baby Dragon, some archers, wall breakers. He's got everything you can think of. And of course, a few jump spells, rage spell, heal spell. I feel bad for Arsenic. He's probably scrolling left and right like crazy to pull this one off.
How is it even possible to scroll through that many troops and spells? It's going to be impressive if you can just get them all down, in my opinion. Arsenic moving in first over on the right side of this map. He's got his Archer Queen with a raged up group of healers there, trying to keep her alive as long as possible. Once she goes down, though, it's going to be difficult to get the remainder of this base finished off with the ground assault. Bowlers and witches actually don't have any, or rather many more buildings to take care of against a Town Hall 12, just to have to deal with that siege workshop there in the bottom of the base. But upgraded defenses and higher level walls make it a lot more difficult.
Yes, by the way, this will be the first time we've mentioned Town Hall 12 at the first go gets to have 100 of these walls. So anybody out there that loves to farm, now is your time. You have a lot to do.
Oh boy, got 100 more walls to build up. Gonna keep my base nice and secure, protect all that loot.
That's
Can this
right.
Archer Queen finish off the Town Hall though?
I don't know. No, unfortunately, I mean, he got about halfway through that Town Hall, but that Giga Tesla, that giant electric ball of lightning coming out of that town hall, striking down not only 1, but up to 5 troops at once is a huge, huge deterrent for troops to be able to take out that town hall. I mean, it's not like a big, fat star giver now. It is a defense on its own, and we saw it there.
And it's important to note also that the defensive structure within the town hall itself can be upgraded. It starts off at level 1, but it goes all the way up to level 5, and it's not until level 5 that you get that big death damage when it goes down, and that you get the 5 lightning bolts that can hit multiple troops.
That's right. I believe it's every time you upgrade, it's either going to add DPS to that Giga Tesla, or it's going to be able to hit more than 1 target. But as Woody said, at level 5 is the one and only time that that Giga Tesla or that Town Hall has that drop death damage. So any ground troop around it is going to get roasted or shocked. Either one.
Either way, they're going down. But speaking of going down, let's go down to the Blue Dragons again. They've got another attacker getting ready to move in. BM is going to be playing next. BM, who are you going up against?
I'm gonna Fere for Barbarian. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
He'll attack Ferre next. He's got a little bit of preparation work to do, so let's give him the time he needs. Klaus, what are you looking for in this next attack? BM, an 11 going up against Ferre, another 11, but one that has yet to be 3-starred.
That's right. So the only Town Hall 11 remaining here on the Red Balloons clan is actually Fere, and so it makes perfect sense. BM being at Town Hall 11, gunning for Fere and wanting to grab that 3-star. The previous attack, Alvaro, getting that 79%. So at the least, we want to see that 80%. But if he can pull off that 3-star, then that means that every base that is available in the Red Balloons will be done except for Ken, and Ken is going to get beat on over and over again until it's 3-star.
Itsu will have one chance to finish off Ken, but will he have the opportunity to make that attack happen? BM is going in first to try to finish Ferre off, and if that happens, that would put the Blue Dragons ahead. They're right now tied up 13-13 with 7 attacks used by each team. Can BM make that 13 into a 14?
Oh, man, I'm excited to see how this goes. Of course, BM throwing down the boulders. He wanted to get that bounce damage, get rid of that Archer Tower there, but they have a bit of a funnel on that north-hand side. Is that a way to say that? North-hand side? Top side. And, of course, we have now the King doing some tanking, some Giants doing some tanking, and we're going to see, yeah, there's that Warden. We need to get in there. We need to see those air defenses go down, that clan caster go down, and preferably the enemy Queen, because the rest of the attack is a Lalo, a Lava Hound balloon attack, and it's a, well, we all know that is a deadly combination of troops.
Take a look at the spells that BM has brought there. There's one in particular that I haven't seen yet today. What is that, Klaus?
Oh, that is a clone spell. And of course, the clone spell is, we all know it as the spell that's worth 4 spell capacity, but Supercell has decided, you know what, we want to make it a little bit smaller, easier to use, and so BM is bringing it in. It is worth now 3 spell capacity, not 4. So it's going to be interesting to see how these players use that clone spell. Of course, it does what it says it's going to do. It clones stuff, and those troops that are cloned can continue to destroy the base. And so it is going to be very exciting to see how they use this. Just switch.
But there's a lot of Archer Towers and Wizard Towers up on the top. Do you think they can handle them all, Klaus?
Well, he's got 3 haste spells. He just threw 1 down, and it's going to be a mad dash to the finish. He's got to get these 3 stars down. He's got to get these defenses down quick. It's going to be a close one, and there goes the 3rd and final haste. I think BM is celebrating. I think that things are looking his direction here, but that mortar over there on the side made it a little bit difficult, but oh, look at that. Look at that Hound. That Hound is going to tank and soak up that damage, and then wait.
Hold on. The last balloon has just now
goodness.
fallen. There's not very many more support troops for BM, but he's got 44 seconds, and it looks like on the bottom side of that base, he still has some pups flying around there. They focused on the Barbarian King, though. What are they doing?
I don't know if they know what they're doing. I mean, fortunately, that Lava Hound is doing a little bit of damage. It kills that last defense. Does not pop, though. That's huge. That Hound by itself does very little damage. This could, especially since those pups decided to focus on the dead King, this could very well come down to a time fail. Well, we did say earlier there's no such thing as fails. A time scout, yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, BM's Lava Hound just had too many hit points. If it had exploded and gotten all the pups out there to deal damage, he might have actually been able to clear the space out, but the Lava Hound itself doesn't do very much damage. It just soaks it instead, and with that, looks like we have an 87% 2-star hit from BM against Ferre. smiling and clapping.
There we go. Yeah, Ferre definitely celebrating. He likes to see his base defend. And BM throwing down his attack. He was very, very close. I mean, anytime you have an attack.
Alvaro.